friends, it's Erin. Today I'm going to talk to you about the most basic and fundamental skills that you need in order to show dogs, and that is the hand stack. So when we're talking about the hand stack, what we mean is that the dog is in position to be evaluated by a judge, and generally speaking it means that the front legs or the front is totally perpendicular to the ground, which means that you would be able to draw a line through this front leg and it would make a 90-degree angle with the ground. And then for the rear, or the back legs here, it means that this section right here, which is called the hock, this hock here is totally perpendicular to the ground, and each of the legs are parallel. The two back legs are parallel to each other, and the two front legs are parallel to each other. So for just like a really general sense of what it should look like, it should look like this. I'm going to demonstrate with Newton here. Okay, if you notice here, his front legs, he's racking a little bit here, so let me pull him forward. His front legs here are totally perpendicular to the ground, and then his hocks here are perpendicular to the ground as well, and they're both parallel to each other. All right, so that's a very, very basic stack, and that's what most people are trying to get in the show ring. And this is the reason why we stack our dogs up, is because it's the easiest way for judges to evaluate the conformation of our dogs quickly. There are some variations. I'm looking at you, German Shepherd people, but generally speaking, it's when the front legs are completely parallel and perpendicular to each other, and the rear legs are also parallel and perpendicular to each other. So I'm going to show you the very basics of how to get your dog into a stack. So first things first, if I've said it a million times, I'll say it a million more, that if you don't have control of your dog's head, you don't have control of the dog. So I'm going to start out by holding Newton's head very lightly. It's not a tight grip. I'm going to hold it with my right hand, and then I'm going to set his front show side, or his front left side, with my left hand. So it's just pretty simple here. I'm going to grab him by his upper arm, which is this section right here. It's one of two choices. You either grab by the upper arm, or you can grab by the elbow. So right now I'm going to grab with his upper arm, and I pick it up, and I'm going to place it so that his front leg is completely perpendicular to the ground. Then I'm going to switch hands. I'm going to hold his head with my left hand, and with my right hand I'm going to even up so that it matches that left front. All right, so right now Newton's front is set. I like to give dogs a little indication I'm moving to the rear, so I will stroke Newton's top line, or his back here. It also helps him relax a little bit because he doesn't really care for hand stacking that much. So I'm going to stroke him down here just once, really. I'm just mostly distracting him right now. Okay, and for Newton, I like to reach in between his legs, and I'm going to grab this hock joint, palm up in the middle of my hands, and I'm going to lift up the leg, and I'm going to plant the leg so it drives into the ground. Let me show you, and please notice, I have control of his head the entire time. My right hand is not going to leave this muzzle. So I'm going to reach through his legs, grab the hock, lift it up, and I'm going to drive that leg into the ground and set it there so that his hock is totally perpendicular to the ground. Next, I'm going to take my same left hand, and I'm going to match his right leg to make it even and parallel with his left. All right, so I'm just going to do a little bit of adjustment there. So now that I've set his legs right where I want them to be, the last thing is the expression on the hand stack. So I'm going to switch hands here. I don't know if you noticed, I was holding with my right. I'm going to switch it so his collar is in my left, and I just grabbed a cookie in my right, and I'm going to arch his neck and bring his ears forward, and ears are so much a part of expression, so I'm really working with him to get those ears right where they need them to be. So very, very basic, again, how to do a stack with your dog. Again, number one, if you don't have control of the head, you don't have control of the dog. So I'm going to hold his head very lightly, then I'm going to take my left hand, set the front, switch hands, set the right front, match it up, stroke down. I'm going to go in between his legs, set the hock here, to match. Then I'm going to switch hands again and bait. All right, that's a really quick lesson about how to hand stack your dog. Now practice, short little bursts, lots of cookies, and have fun.